It is 1912. You are a wireless operator aboard the nearest ship to the Titanic, 20 miles away, stopped in ice. 10 minutes ago, your radio went silent. You chose to sleep. That choice is already irreversible. 7 ice warnings reached Titanic on April 14th. The ship held speed. More than 1,500 people were dead before sunrise, not because the warnings failed to arrive, but because of what happened when they did. This is not a story about one iceberg. It is a story about a chain of communication failures, each one closing another exit. 2 radio rooms went silent that night. We will follow every decision hour by hour until the lights go out. Stay to the end. On the night of April the 14th, 1912, the RMS Titanic crossed a stretch of the North Atlantic at roughly 22 knots. The ship measured 882 feet in length and displaced more than 46,000 tons. That scale was not incidental. It functioned as an argument, and that argument was already in the room when the decisions were made. In the days leading to that night, Titanic's wireless operators had received at least 7 separate ice warnings from vessels operating in the same corridor. The record shows these warnings were not consistently delivered to senior officers. The reason was structural. Those operators were employed commercially. Their defined function was transmitting paid passenger messages, and that obligation ranked above navigational intelligence. Captain Smith held speed through a known ice field. No explicit order to ignore the warnings exists in the record. What exists is the absence of a reduction. 7 data points about danger, received, logged, and outweighed by confidence in the ship itself. At approximately 11 o'clock that night, the SS Californian sat stopped in the ice field, roughly 20 miles from Titanic's position. She was the closest ship on the water. Her wireless operator, Cyril Evans, transmitted a direct ice warning to Titanic. Titanic's senior wireless operator, John George Phillips, was occupied relaying passenger messages to the Cape Race relay station. The Californian signal came in loud, too loud, because the ships were close. Phillips cut off the transmission, his documented response, "Shut up, I am busy. I am working Cape Race." Evans tried nothing further. At approximately 11:30, 10 minutes before Titanic struck the iceberg, Evans switched off his set and went to sleep. The night made everything worse. No moon. The sea was glassy calm, which meant no surf breaking white against the ice. The berg would arrive with no warning the eye could use. The one ship close enough to matter had just gone dark. At 23:40, lookout Frederick Fleet spots the iceberg and strikes the bell 3 times. His call to the bridge reaches First Officer William Murdoch in seconds. Murdoch orders harder starboard and reverses the engines. The watertight doors drop. None of it is enough. The ship is 882 feet long and traveling at 22 knots. The iceberg passes along the starboard side in approximately 10 seconds. The contact is almost quiet. Below the waterline, at least 6 compartments are open to the sea. The design permitted 4. Within 15 minutes, Chief Designer Thomas Andrews has completed his inspection. He gives Captain Smith the figure, 1 to 2 hours. There is no recorded argument with the calculation. The math required none. Smith orders the lifeboats uncovered and distress calls transmitted. No general alarm is sounded. The lifeboat drill scheduled for that morning had been cancelled. The crew would learn the davits as they lowered them. Titanic carries 20 lifeboats. Combined, they hold 1,178 people. There are 2,224 aboard. The provision is legal. British Board of Trade regulations tie lifeboat requirements to tonnage, not to the number of human beings on the ship. The law had not been updated in decades. At approximately 0:45, the first boats are lowered. Many go down partially filled. Passengers standing on a warm, lit deck decline to board small wooden boats suspended over dark water. There is no general alarm, no coordinated direction. By the time that changes, roughly 500 lifeboat seats have already gone down empty. Third-class passengers navigate from the lowest decks through a ship they do not know, in languages no officer shares. On the Californian, 20 miles away, officers watch white rockets rise from the horizon. Captain Stanley Lord is notified. At 2:20, the bow pulled the stern vertical. The ship broke. Disputed by survivors for decades, confirmed when Ballard found the hull sections in 1985, separated by roughly 600 meters at 12,500 feet. The lights went out. More than 1,500 people entered the North Atlantic at approximately -2 degrees Celsius. Hypothermia incapacitates within minutes. The screaming documented by survivors stopped relatively quickly. Roughly 700 remained in the boats. The Carpathia arrived at 4:10. The Californian learned at 5:30 and found no one left. The iceberg struck the ship. 7 warnings unheeded. The nearest vessel radios silent, lifeboats launched half empty. Distress rockets watched and unanswered. The decisions determined who survived it. The wreck continues to decay slowly in the dark. It remains a fixed record of what accumulates when each small failure closes the last available exit. Sources are linked in the description. Another last day every week.